Yeah, we're live now, guys. That's okay. Eric will show up when he does because Eric right now is well, he's not a slacker. What he's doing, and I just thought about it. No, he's putting kids to bed. And
Clearly love.
I forgot to turn on desktop audio. The reason I'm wearing the Plantronics tonight is because until we set up Streamlabs, or until I set up StreamYard, I have to turn your mics on through OBS. So, welcome to the stream, guys. Welcome, Chris, Rich, John Paul, Jalen, there's Chris again, Shu, and looks like that's it. Eric's kids are kicking his butt right now. That's absolutely right, Chris. So, and Shu actually called it on Discord earlier. Basically, Sunday afternoon has become Friday nights. So, just out of curiosity, those of you out in YouTube land, according to YouTube, I've got an error message that says it's not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming, but it looks smooth to me. Is it good for everybody out there?
I'm actually just seeing the title page. I'm not seeing anything beyond that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's weird because on mine, I'm showing, I can see me. I can see the bounty.
All right. I refreshed it. It's showing it now.
Yeah, sorry about that, Shu. No, it's evolving, and Shu says he sees it all great. Cool. So, actually, now there's a reason, Donnie, and I'm going to highlight my screen. There's a reason, Donnie, that I have the NX01 on here. Let me, first things first, Echo, turn off patio. I'm going to show these off a little bit. Now, there's the NX01. These are the Bandai kits. And I actually was able to get all of them. And overall, between all of them, they cost me about, and this is a couple of years ago, about $300.
Oh, that's the one I'd like to have right there.
Which one? The
refit, yeah.
Yep. Actually, this is, yeah, it's the refit. I was thinking A, but it's not. And then, of course, everybody's favorite ship to rag on, the Voyager. But now that I've done show and tell, let me show you the real reason I have these on here, because it's pretty much a given that Donnie might not do anything at all on his model tonight. Echo, turn on patio lights. Because truly, Donnie, this is what I'm going to work on tonight.
Nice.
And here's why. Eric's.
Yes, I'm here.
Cool. Here's why the Enterprise windows are goofed up. You can see it right here. Who's working on it? But
Big Goofy and Little Goofy.
Exactly. But what my plan is for tonight is I'm going to start taking the windows off, taking the, I'm going to take the panels off. Let me switch cameras so I'm on the top down. I'm going to start taking the panels off, and I'm going to, let me see, make sure I got the right one. That's the right one. I'm going to start doing the acrylic in the windows. I think that doing the acrylic in the windows, the clear acrylic, and then painting some of the windows is going to actually make these panels fit a lot better. Because if you look, like right there, that is a huge. I mean, you can see right there the gap underneath.
Wow.
Well, that's caused by all of these windows. If they pop out a little bit, you can't fix them.
Right. Yeah, I watch a YouTuber named MGO, and he's building this. And he kind of talks about that a little bit, but
yeah. Well, I watch World of Wayne is the one I watch the most, but everybody that I know of that is doing this thing is redoing the windows because they just screwed them up terribly.
Yeah.
And what really frightens me, and I talked to Todd from, I forget the rest of his channel name. Eric, help me out. It's Phoenix something. He may show up tonight, but Todd says that these little rinky-dink tabs are actually supposed to hold that saucer. I'm very worried.
Yeah.
But they're metal, right?
They are, but they're not that thick. This thing, the saucer right now is about 8 to 10 pounds. Hey.
And that's only half of it.
Yeah. Spence, working on the what is it? TIE bomber.
Yeah, no.
Interceptor.
High advanced.
Ah.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
All right.
That's the TIE Interceptor, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Eric and I did that just maybe a year ago now?
This is actually a kit bash. It's the original MPC wings, but the bulb and the cockpit are actually from an AMT regular TIE fighter.
No kidding.
Yeah.
What would be the differences?
This one has more accurate detail. It has recessed panel lines, and you can also omit the clear parts.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
It's been so long since I built the regular TIE fighter.
Yeah. Apparently, yeah. There's a. It's the TIE fighter kit is actually a dual kit from AMT. There's 2 of them in a box, and it just so happens that one is the same scale as the original Interceptor kit. So.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Tonight I'm going to be trying to put a wash on it. So see how that goes.
Curious to see how the Vallejo wash works. I've never used any of theirs.
Yeah, I wanted to use an oil, but I don't have time to wait like 3 or 4 days for it to dry. So.
Well, I use a lot of acrylic washes. I just throw a enamel clear on it, and then use the acrylic wash on top of it.
Yeah,
but I've never used those.
Yeah, I put Future over this as a gloss, and I wanted to put oil over it because I guess you're not technically supposed to mix acrylic and acrylic, but
it just makes it harder to wipe off any mistakes.
Right, and I don't want to have to use too much thinners or alcohols because I don't want to eat through the Future too much. So I'm just going to have to go slow and careful with it.
Nice, Eric.
Hello.
By the way,
There he is.
Shu said that he got billed for Enterprise D parts and DeLorean parts, so maybe Eagle Moss is starting to do stuff again. I've gotten billed for Enterprise D parts, so who knows? And just to show you guys what I've got here, we all use the what is it, ultraviolet resin. This
Like
is,
Polaroid.
yeah, and this is a cheaper version of it. World of Wayne is where I found this from. It's 10 bottles, I think it was, plus the light here for $30.
Really?
Yep, and the light, you push it once for 30 seconds, twice for a minute.
In bottles?
Yep, 10 of these little bottles. So
That's not bad, really. I mean, if that stuff works good.
yeah, well, and I'm going to give it a shot. It's cheaper than the Solar Res.
Yeah.
And
I mean, the Solar Res is a bigger bottle, somewhat. Not really.
yeah.
But that was like $13.
And if you look, Eric is actually back to doing minis again.
Smart guy.
Yes, I am.
And I'm contemplating it.
Yes, you are. Oh, you'll turn. You'll turn. Donnie and I have always had faith in you because once you start, you can't stop.
Kind of like what is it? Lay's
Pringles?
potato chips.
Yeah,
Not Lay's. That's Pringles, man.
Lay's too.
Oh, is it Lay's?
I think it's you can't have just one or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's and truthfully, what it is anything that has monosodium glutamate.
like Chinese food.
AKA the good stuff.
Yep.
His body was built on it.
Nah, not me. Body by Bitburger. And for any of you who've never been to Germany, Bitburger is a German beer that is just really yummy.
I grew up in Germany, but I was far too young at the time.
Well, Bitburger is like bottled bread.
Never been a big beer drinker.
Yeah. Bitburger is one of those beers that it's an acquired taste. Perminator, which is another one that, that was the initiation to the Aircraft Generation Squadron bar at Hahn Air Base. 4 Perminators inside of 2 hours, and you were almost guaranteed to throw up. Well, it's like if you've seen the movie Good Morning Vietnam, and he says you can almost taste the formaldehyde, that's Perminator.
I've never really cared for any kind of beer.
I like most
I have
beers.
my whiskey and Mountain Dew, and I'm happy.
See that's where I can't go. Beer I like, anything stronger I just can't handle it.
I'm actually partial to bourbon.
I like Irish whiskey.
Bourbon and Fireball. Those are my drinks.
I just stick with beer.
I don't drink any of it. But when I did drink, it was Wild Turkey. I love me my Wild Turkey.
Was it?
Not when I was around. We always just drank beer.
MGD, if I was doing beer, MGD was it. In the bottle. You want though?
I didn't care.
So let me see. Let's see. I'm looking at the chat. Yeah, Jalen said she got 1 bottle of Solar Res for $40. I'll tell you guys what. When once we get off the stream, I'll post the link to this stuff. If you want it.
Let's see how good it works for you tonight.
Yeah, Shu says that's what he got for his windows. Excuse me. Chris said, Eric, that ain't no tank.
No, it ain't no tank. It is not a tank, buddy.
And
Not tonight.
Apparently, I broke out some big words. I don't know what I said, but. And Mark's ship just doubled in size. Oh, it did.
Well,
that's the
yeah. I was gonna work on the bounty, and frankly, I just don't have any love for the bounty. So I said, yeah, I'm not gonna bother.
No, you don't.
So I'm
Loveless.
back on the Pearl.
And shoot, Donnie is working on a marine dropship, I think he said.
It's Marines, yes.
Let's see. He always tries to look
The
cool.
War of the Hammer.
Yes.
Wild Turkey. That explains it. Shu said, Big Jack Daniels. I love Jack Daniels.
I do too.
Yeah. Can't drink beer after living next to Budweiser for 3 years. I can see that. Bitburger, when they had a new brew going, it stunk. Jalen said Captain and Coke. I like the Captain. Kenny just showed up and what is this debauchery? It's Kenny, this is Sunday night on Friday, or Sunday afternoon on Friday night.
That's right.
I have heard about Kraken. That sounds yummy.
The Stooge.
Kraken is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, by the way, guys, do you like the group title?
Oh yeah.
It was Donnie mentioned it, and I'm like, that's it. That's what we are.
The Stooges. Okay, so who's Mo?
I am.
Good, because I didn't want to be Mo.
Wait a minute.
I'm Curly.
I got the body of Curly, so you better.
All right, I'll be Shemp.
I ain't Shemp's.
Man,
I don't know. Well, you know what?
I'm not
Between
being
Larry and
Larry
Shemp,
now.
I'd take
Come on.
Shemp any day.
I
I
called
can't
him.
believe we're fighting over this.
No takesy backsies.
I mean, I love the Stooges, but come on.
Well, what's funny is
Sounds like something Mo. That sounds like something Mo would say.
Right?
I actually, after we first talked about this earlier today, went out and looked, and we're actually missing one member because there were actually total throughout all the movies. There were 6 Stooges.
Larry, Moe, Shemp, Curly. There were actually 7, I believe, because it was Curly, Curly Joe, and then there was
Joe,
another
I think.
Curly.
I think it was just Joe.
No, I think
Just
you're
Joe.
right. I think it was 6. Yeah, just Joe. You're right. It was 6.
Well, and I read
Curly Joe, Larry Mo, Shemp. Who's the 6th one?
There's Curly Joe, Curly, and then Joe.
Oh,
Joe
okay.
DeRita was the last one.
Well, and the first Curly, it was funny because when they were putting, it was some guy that was, I forget his name. I read real quick on Wikipedia. He was putting the group together, and Curly, the guy that became the first Curly, shows up. He's got beautiful red hair, big mustache, and everything else. And the guy's like, "You don't look like a comedian." So he goes, "Hang on, just a second." He goes, leaves. He comes back with no head, his head shaved, and his mustache.
Yeah, that's exactly how it happened. Yeah.
And it's funny because it says according to what it says, he said to the guy, "Now I look girly," and the guy heard curly, and that's how he got the name. So let's see how easy these come out. Let's see. Yeah, Kenny said that they're easily confused. Chris said we're not cool enough to be the Stooges. Wait, Chris? Nike?
Right.
Yeah, never did a movie. Actually, they did do a couple of close to movies. The one that comes to mind for me always is when the Stooges in space, when they meet the unicorn.
They did several movies, yeah.
Jalen said she just watched a biography on Curly, sad story.
Yep.
More like a group of red shirts that just beamed down on a away mission.
Really, as far as real life goes, all the Stooges have pretty messed up lives.
Yep.
My favorite was Abbott and Costello. I always liked those guys.
Yep.
Costello, good too.
Who's on first?
What's on second?
I don't know who's on third.
Can you tell me the name of the pitcher?
Who's pitching today?
No, who's on first? Can you tell me? Does anybody know the answer to that question?
I know off the top of my head I'd have to see it, but
Tomorrow.
tomorrow.
That is an awesome bit. If you watch it the whole way through, it's just you end up rolling. Hey GB, welcome.
Hey, GB.
Let's see. Only short that they made into a movie. Let's see. Red Shirt Shoe said only short that they made into movies once they started on TV. Red Skelton. was Jalen's favorite when she was a kid.
Yeah.
She's only 38. Let's see. Mark's Brothers. GB just showed up. Hey, GB. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the madness on Friday night. And we're caught up. Everybody else is just saying hey to GB.
Yeah, I'm since I'm using my phone tonight, I can't read chat.
Yeah, well, and Eric and I were talking about it today earlier. We figured that since you would probably be drooling over the Enterprise, that you would be the designated reader tonight, Donnie.
Read if I'm looking at the Enterprise.
Huh?
How am I going to read if I'm looking at the Enterprise?
Well, there is that too.
I have the pop-out chat open, but I'm kind of...
Yeah, I do too, but kind of concentrate on painting these little tiny bits of fur.
Well, when we... Little
Trying
tiny
to
bits of
wait
fur.
Trying to make sure wash doesn't dry too quick on me, so...
Yeah, these.
Well, I do have to say that on chat, on nights like this, I tend to lose track of the chat. You know, and it's just me. It's a lot easier.
Not anymore,
Oh,
buddy.
I see. Blame it on us. Okay.
Yeah, I was
Absolutely.
gonna say that sounds like a passive aggressive way of getting us to leave.
No, don't
Right?
leave. Then I would be all
Okay.
alone.
Fine, leave, and then it'll be my show. Just me and Goofy.
Yeah, but Goofy doesn't talk enough to keep things going.
True.
Almost.
How's that? How's the new patch treating you there, Donnie, for your computer?
So far, so good.
Also known as
Yeah.
better than yours, Eric.
Yeah. Yeah, mine's dead for now.
Well, mine was
Dead,
working.
not forgotten.
Mine was working fine, and then all of a sudden it started overheating and shutting down, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. And I got to messing around with it, and one of the little legs on the cooler on the CPU had just shattered.
Okay.
Oh, damn. So I was going to say hold the phone, but now I don't need to because now we know the answer. Shu said, "Where is Eric's bunny?" And Jalen said, "In my belly." Eric, you let Jalen eat your bunny?
No, not the bunny. You know, this was quick because I had to put the kids down tonight, and I was running a little late, but I had to set up the camera and whatnot. This is on my mini painting booth. Here we go. That booth.
Ah,
A separate booth for mini painting.
This is all for mini painting.
have you seen
I have-
this setup?
I have a desk. It's my mini painting desk, my model building desk, my video game playing desk.
Oh, well, shit. All right. Okay, so, Chris, there's the tank. Okay. Just want to let you know. There's the 48 Ford. Coming together, though. It's coming together. I actually just glued the body in there. So, got some more pieces. Not all of it's going to go on there. Boom. Fake bunny.
Shu
Boom.
says, I got a new desk. Any guess to what it is?
Real bunny. There's my real bunny. Right there.
Shaving your rabbit. That's just wrong.
Well, you know what? He likes it. He told me. So
What did you
he
call
likes
him,
it.
Eric?
Oh, buddy.
It's like a model sweatshop, Eric.
It is, right? Here?
That's why he shaved him, so he won't sweat so much.
Yeah, exactly. I got my laptop, which is about as useless as tits on a pole. And then I got, model magazines, all sorts of crap. There's the fancy, funky tour. Now.
Okay.
Stay there.
Yeah, and Chris said that because Shoe's like, he's asking for people to guess what his desk mascot is. Chris said, "Don't know what it is, but you didn't win it, Shoe."
Emotional damage right there, man.
Yeah.
Right? There we go. Move this back a little bit.
Okay. U3. So I'm trying to figure out which piece I have here.
Shit. There we go.
You didn't think I planned this ahead, did you?
Oh, that's way off.
God,
Almost.
that looks nasty.
There we go. Bingo. What does?
All those wires.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
Yeah, they could have done so many different things to make this better.
Man.
Every one of these panels has at least one harness on it. It's insane.
Yeah.
And most of them have two or more.
Wow.
Well, I think they did that for a couple reasons. Chiefly cost, but also so they wouldn't have to worry about sealing the model. If you're using those little panels, you're not going to have that many light leaks between the panels because you got a little reflector specifically for each panel.
Oh no, the leaks between the panels are unreal.
Really?
Yes. The leaks really suck.
All right.
Well, I didn't say they were good at it.
Old man time. I got to bust out my magnifying goggles.
All right, you got those on.
You already got those on?
Yep.
Well, you must be doing some fine detail work, huh? What are you working on now?
Painting these little skulls.
Holy buckets, yeah. I'd wear goggles too. All right.
Let's see.
For some reason, everything in Warhammer has skulls on it.
So Shu obviously is talking to me when he says, "We know you don't read instructions." Chris came back with, Buck puts it together wrong, takes it apart, glances at the instructions, and puts it together wrong again. And then Jalen said I can make it a doorstop.
You just send it to me.
No.
I'll fix it.
How about no?
I'll fix it.
Well, see,
Then you don't have to look at the instructions.
even if I sent it to you, the thing would be that you wouldn't have a full model because Eagle Moss is never going to send all the parts out.
You can just wait till you get all the parts and then send it to me.
I don't think so.
I'll pay the postage.
No.
I just sit here and think how seriously round 2 could undercut Eagle Moss if they just came out with a 1,000 scale kit.
Right?
Yeah.
That's actually kind of cool. Yeah.
It's like they're dropping the ball on this. It's just.
Well, what I think is amazing is that people are, because I finally got the pre-shipment notification on the Titanic parts from Eagle Moss. Or not pre-ship, I got charged. And they charged me the $1.95 for the initial shipment, which is, the first 4 packs. And I think it is just funny that people are like, "Oh, it's so great." I'm watching people in the UK build it, and they're like, "It's such a great model," and all this, and they're like, "It's awesome." And I'm sitting here going, "You're paying $1,700 for a model you could buy for $400."
paying $1,700 for a model you could buy assembled for $400.
Nah, you'd have to do a little bit more.
The resin kit was $400, but can't get those anymore.
Jalen said, just like Generations, the engineering section stays in space, and the saucer comes crashing down.
Yeah.
Note to self: figure out which panels you're working with next time before you start. Oh, there we go. Found them. Before you start pulling them off.
No, you just pull a bunch of them off, and voila, those are the ones you're working on.
Yeah, pretty much.
You put too much thought in things, Buck.
That's, the problem is I don't put any thought into it. I just grab and go.
Well, that should work perfectly then.
I will say this Vallejo wash is not bad.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it could be better, but just a little bit of water, and I just have a little tub of water here with just a splash of alcohol in it, and that seems to be cleaning it up pretty well.
I can't wait to try. Oh God, now I can't even remember the name. Spence, what did I order?
Stano Res.
Yes. That. Yeah, looking forward to trying that.
Good stuff.
It's the only primer I use anymore.
If Kenny's still here, it's good stuff, Kenny. Just like Rust-Oleum.
Oh. Oh man, Rust-Oleum almost messed up my my dragon that I'm doing with my girls. God, it made it like it melted it or made it sticky or I don't know what the hell it did, but
that was a Reaper.
The Bones minis, you can't use spray primers on.
I
Spray paint for that matter.
I found that out.
Okay, there it is. Finally found it.
All right, Donnie, I'm doing this thing. I've been watching like tons of videos today, trying to kind of catch up here a little bit because I haven't done these minis in like forever. But apparently,
what are you trying to do?
you what's that?
What are you trying to do?
Well, I don't know what it's called. Not edge highlighting. That's the other one.
Paint.
Layering.
Highlighting.
He's
Oh,
trying
layering?
to paint.
I'm trying to layer. So
At least you don't spray in your bedroom, Kenny.
The secret to layering is thin the paint a little bit so that it slightly blends.
Yep. Just a wee little drop of water, or a wee little bit of water.
yes, that's what I got, and I'm just using like very thin amounts and trying to hit the top areas without covering up like the recessed areas. At least that's what I was gathering.
Right. That is the point.
Now, am I using the right colors? I don't have a clue. I'll tell you what I am using.
Eric, let pause that thought. Let me tell you exactly what you're doing. You're using the right colors because it's your model. Doesn't matter what anybody else would use.
Good point. And I'm kind of going. I'm using this as a guideline. So the base coat. Which one was it? Oh, it's this one right here. The base coat is an ocean, and I know you can't see it on camera. Oceanic blue. So it's like a medium, maybe medium to dark blue.
Hang on.
Okay.
Eric, bring that back. There. Now they can see it. I have the
The
ability
number
to
on
make.
that,
I have the ability to make your screen larger.
Eric,
Yeah.
418.
Yes. 09418.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
This one.
Now, I'm trying to go lighter, not by mixing the oceanic blue with anything, but stepping it down to the next one I have, which is 09472. This dragon blue.
Okay.
So 09472. So that's dragon blue. I don't have another step down for edge
Just a little
highlighting.
bit of white.
To which one? This one,
To the
right? Dragon blue?
Yeah.
All right.
You want the next one to
Now.
be slightly lighter than the middle one.
Now,
How many?
here's a question for you. You want white, but there's like, all right, so I got dragon white and pure white.
White.
I try to. Yeah.
Which one?
Pure white.
Pure
If
white.
I
All right.
remember, well, let me find it here. I believe the dragon white is slightly gray.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want like absolute like pure white, but it has a little bit of something in it.
He's wanting to mix it with the blue to make the blue a little bit lighter.
Well, I'm just worried about if you go with like absolute pure white. Sometimes you can get a little chalky.
Yeah, but he's
That's-
not wanting to paint it white. He's wanting to mix white with the blue.
Oh well, yeah. I guess any kind of white then is probably okay.
Yeah, you want a pure white because if you mix the dragon with it, it's going to give it a kind of a gray. Yeah, I would use the pure white.
Okay, let me.
All right, cool.
Let me break in here for a second, guys. Chris said if you model the Titanic on April 16th, it only costs $30 in casting, resin, and some paint. In other words, it sunk. Kenny said that both Stynylrez and Rust-Oleum suck biggest stickus. Jalen said Stynylrez.
Shit.
Jalen says Stynylrez needs a lot of flow aid not to block the airbrush within minutes, but she likes it. She said, at least you don't spray in your bedroom, Kenny. That is a telling statement.
To be honest, I haven't found any acrylic primer that will not clog the airbrush within minutes if you just use it straight.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Chris said blow Stynylrez through a big needle with lots of air pressure. And then Shu said for you, Eric, Dr. Foss is really good to watch for minis.
He is.
And then Chris pointed out that you were the center of her attention. Jalen said always. Kenny said press the top of the can on Mr. Surfacer Chris, much easier. Richard said I spray Stynylrez at 30 psi through the 0.5 or 0.5 needle.
Yep.
Jalen says she can do that for a couple of minutes till it adheres to the needle. And second to last now. Chris said, I'm not a fan of the res, but it does lay down smooth. Jalen said, I bought a bottle recently, haven't used it yet, but I've heard horror stories of Vallejo primer just peeling off. And Shu said, Vallejo is a good primer.
Regular Vallejo primer is I've always had problems with, but Mecha primer is good stuff.
Yeah.
I almost bought that, Spence, but then you showed me that website and it had the three. What was it? White, gray, and black. Yeah, it was white, gray, and black, and I was like, man,
that's Badger's that's Badger's website. So you're buying pretty much direct from them.
Love it. Oh, you know what? I shouldn't have painted that.
What painting
Probably, yeah.
doing?
So, Shu, just out of curiosity, if you remember, what did Wayne use to paint the backs of the black windows?
Wild guess here. Black paint.
Well, yeah, there is that.
I'd probably use the cheapest black craft paint I could find.
If you want,
To be honest, I found that I used so much black paint and white paint painting minis that I got tired of buying the stupid little bottles of black paint and white paint. So I've been using this.
Yeah, that apple barrel.
Yeah, a little flow improver, a little water, good to go.
no.
Yep.
That of that size, that is not apple barrel. That is
Oh, yeah.
apple barrel.
Cleaner. Yeah, I thought I had the thinner, but I didn't. I bought this stuff. This was that airbrush cleaner.
So you held up a bottle of show the picture of the thinner yesterday.
UMP primer, Kenny, is Badger repackaged.
Hey, Sci-Fi Model Shop, welcome.
Welcome to the Nut House. Now, all right, let's add some white to this. Now, when I add white to this, yeah, we're talking like a drop, right?
Yes. You want, however much blue paint you've got there, you want maybe a fifth of as much white.
No.
Because you don't want it to be like, super stark difference.
Yeah, I just borked that up. The white just dribbled right into.
Zoom.
So you made baby blue.
Yeah.
By the way, Eric, there's no such thing as an accident in modeling or minis. You meant to do that.
I did. I meant to do that. I'll agree with
A
that.
lot of what I do painting minis is a happy accident.
That's kind of hard to see with the glare, but
I made a lot of accidents,
see
but
it,
I don't
though.
know that I could say they were happy.
yeah.
Oh, the happy accidents are just the ones you keep.
Yeah.
The rest of them you just paint over and try again.
Geez, I don't know if that's gonna.
That looks good, Spence.
Thanks.
Let me see.
Well, you should have been paying attention, Eric.
Let me see.
Oh, shut up. I'll get there, too. Come on, zoom. There you go.
Oh, hey, right on.
Oh yeah.
The glare from the gloss is kind of a pain, but there's the other side. I think this is going to work. A little bit more here and there.
Oh yeah. You do it? How about?
At first, I thought Karina was in there with you, Eric, when you said that. Will you do it?
It's just talking to his rabbit.
Yeah, I get all cutesy when I talk to my buddy.
So far with this resin, I do have to say I might be finding something with a smaller tip to put it into the windows.
We'll just put a blob out like in a water bottle cap and then use a toothpick.
I would if these windows were a little bit smaller. Actually each window takes quite a significant amount of the resin.
Then you break
How- how-
the sharp point off the end of the toothpick and use the slightly thicker part. It'll pick up
How,
more that way and fill it up.
How thick is it?
It's not bad. It's probably about the same thickness as Elmer's.
You think a glue looper might work?
It's not thick enough, or it's not going to work for that. The glue looper
Okay.
won't pick enough up.
Okay.
What I'm thinking is something more along the lines of this. You know, with that small point there.
Oh yeah.
The only problem is those are clear, so if the sun comes out, yeah, there's a solid chunk of resin.
Well, you keep it in the drawer then.
I wouldn't do that because the drawers in here are very close to the windows.
But if they're solid wood, there's not going to be any light getting in there.
They're not solid wood, they're plastic. And they're open on the top.
Well, that's not a drawer. That's a bin.
See?
It was labeled as a drawer when I bought it.
Well, if it's just open, it's not a drawer.
Okay, here goes nothing. Yes, Eric knows. That laugh signifies that Eric just said, Buck just said, I'm ignoring you, man.
It's okay. I'm married. I'm used to it.
Yeah.
Okay, hopefully this stuff works the way it's supposed to.
Of course it will.
Let's see. While this is running, I'm just going to take a look. Let's see. Shu said he started using the Candid 20 paints a lot. Chris said, Jalen, you can prime with a lot of stuff by simply spraying it with Tamiya X, or prime a lot of stuff with Tamiya XF1. She said back, really, Chris? Chris said, knock the glue bottle over and tell me you meant to do. I did. I meant to do that. I had too much glue in that bottle. Sci-Fi Model Shop, I believe your name is Ron, said Bob Ross time. Rich said, good, looks good, Spence. So did Shu. So
Thank
did
you.
Chris. Jalen said, I like using wash over flat, creates a nice filter effect.
Yep.
Shu asked me if I'm using the tape like Wayne. Yes, I am. I'm putting it on the outside of the windows. He used the tape, but I don't watch him anymore. But I saw that episode. Whoops. At least it's light, not the resin. It's a bean. Aw, thanks, Chris. Buck's so bright he cures it with his personality. It looks like the one bubble I still had went away finally. So Shu posted 5 penguins, and Jalen said, are those penguins or Orioles?
It's all going to be silver. So what do they want for the silver? Plate armor is blade steel. I don't know if I have polished silver.
I have some. You want to come borrow it?
But yes, I will be right over. All right. Oh, I do. That was the first one. That was right there. Polished silver, 09054. And one thing Reaper gives away almost in every pack I've seen anyways is blade steel. Because I've got like 2 or 3 of them now.
on a second, guys. I'll be right back.
Yep. Old man potty break.
Yep. I did that before I started. Damn it.
I didn't. Just tied it in a knot.
Don't
I
think
call
there's-
crap. It ain't that long.
So don't think there's any fixing them, but as I go further, they're going to get better.
Harvest. There we go.
And of course, on camera, it's not visible. Actually, you can see.
Yeah.
Well, you can see over. Hang on, let me find them. This one and these two have bubbles.
Oh no, I can't see the bubbles, but I can totally see that you windowed them in.
Yeah.
Do they already, putting the bubbles aside, do they already look better?
Oh yeah. I mean, here, let me hold up one that's got the original ones in it. And you see that they're, I mean, maybe the raised is better. The raised,
Yeah, they are raised.
They are raised there. These are flat. I mean, dead flat.
I don't know. I mean, have you ever seen like real close-up stills of like the model that they used for the show, the actual filming of the show? Are they flat? Are they raised? Are they indifferent? I mean,
Well, that's what I'm looking right now. I'm pulling up Enterprise D and just going to look at images. So that's Eagle. I see an Eagle Moss one, and they're all raised and bumpy. Enterprise D filming model.
Which one? 6 foot or 4 foot?
Yeah, yes. In other words, I don't care.
I was gonna say, is there a difference? Would there be a difference in the windows?
Like how so? Like lit, unlit, or
No.
what?
Are they? Because we're talking about if the windows are either flat or raised, like the Eagle Moss.
Oh, I don't. Yes.
Was the actual scale model raised like the Eagle Moss is putting out? Or did
For Windows, probably
Yeah.
flat, because those were it was clear fiberglass and then it was masked over and painted. So probably flat or recessed a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna do the definitive. I'm gonna go to Paramount Plus, and I'm gonna look at Star Trek: The Next Generation. Real quick.
Buck actually pays for Paramount Plus.
Somebody's got to, otherwise it'll close down.
what's wrong with that?
Well, you see, what you don't realize is that I pay for Paramount Plus because Star Trek is one of the very few things I watch on there. Or I watch a lot more than just the Star Trek.
Paramount Plus has other stuff.
Uh-huh.
That's not right.
Dude, I'm up to season 32 rewatching all of Survivor.
I didn't watch it the first time.
See how you are?
Agreed.
Then there's NCIS, and there's several things I watch on Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
See, look at them try to justify having Paramount Plus.
You can watch Paramount Plus.
wait.
I mean, you can watch NCIS on Peacock.
Wait. Here's the thing. I'm not justifying why I'm spending my $10.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
And by the way, Strange New Worlds, I'm willing to bet, is going to make it worth it. And slowly but surely, all of the Star Trek series are disappearing from everywhere else.
Don't call
Yeah,
me.
they are, and that just kind of sucks.
Yeah, they're all going to be on
There's
Paramount
other
Plus.
places to
only.
watch them. There's other places to watch them.
Yeah, well, I do own all the Blu-rays as well.
I do too.
The only series I watch for Star Trek is the original series.
All the Star Trek series.
So I'm actually looking at. Oh, sorry guys, I did not mean to leave mine blown up. I'm looking at the first time.
Thanks.
The first time you see the Enterprise on Encounter at Farpoint,
That's the 6-foot model.
the windows are recessed.
Yep.
So with the equipment I got, there ain't no way to duplicate that.
So then you just say yours is a replica of the 11-foot model. There you go. Problem solved.
Mine is a replica of the 30-foot model.
Oh, the one that doesn't exist?
Exactly. Okay, so let's see. I gotta read the chat because I just saw some stuff. So they were penguins. I'm working on a tank. Chris is working on a tank crew. Sanding some guy's butt. I don't know if I'd be doing that.
He was sanding a witch's butt the other day. So
Sci-Fi Model Shop said I'll be on again. Sat. See you all then. See you, Sci-Fi, if you're still here. Jalen said there's a cream for that. Shu said there's too much information, Chris, but we will not judge. You have to remember Wednesday night. You can't really see them top. That's what Shu said. But they come in person. The bubbles are visible, but they're going to disappear when there's thousands of them. I think on the ship they would be flat. Try filling the bubbles with more resin worked in from this. Worked in for me. It worked for me with the solar resin. You can't tell. Yeah, that's what I'll probably have to do is do it from the outside. Cruise butts on the cruise butts on the windows. Real windows were inset. Being raised was caused too much drag as the ship flies through space. Remember,
because there's lots of drag in space.
There is. Remember, TNG was remastered. Shu said he got it free from someplace. I'm thinking he's talking about the Star Trek. Chris said I got Paramount Plus for $4.99, and Jalen speaks the truth when she says Buck hates commercials. That's why it's costing me $10. One of these days, Shu says one of these days I need to watch all of V'ger.
No.
Kenny said she has a lovely butt, Donnie.
Then why does it need sanding?
I don't know. And he finally said he's messing with 48 scale pilots. Kenny, you should be careful. You mess with those guys too much, they might come back and kick your ass.
Especially 48 of them.
48 of them? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So there is one other thing that I noticed. There is a little bit of shininess on the surface where the resin didn't run per se, as a little bit just oozed out on the surface. Chris said, "Fly boys, ha ha ha." Hey, be nice to pilots. What does Kelly feel about that? Oh, Kenny said, "I need to touch butt." That's why Shu said, "How does Kelly feel about that?"
Kelly doesn't let him, I guess.
Yeah, guess not. Must suck to be you, Kenny. Okay, so I will be right back. It's not an old man pee break. I gotta go get some The hell is that
See, he's
stuff?
justifying again. He's
Yeah,
justifying. That's
you
all he's been doing
hesitated
to
too
me.
much there. We know the truth.
Yeah, sounds like an excuse.
Yeah, I gotta go. I got that thing right.
Oh,
Fucking Shark Tank in here, man.
I just happened to
Right.
look over, and by the way, Eric,
Yes.
this is what I'm going to use for my windows on the QM2.
Oh, all right.
It's to me a smoke,
Yeah.
and if you buy it through Amazon, it's like
Yeah.
$7 for shipping. So,
Wow.
Well, so instead of maybe having to buy another one, I bought two.
You bought it. Yeah, right? Make the shipping at least worth it.
Exactly. Well, $7 for it was like $4 for the paint and $7 for shipping, something like that. It was total 20 for the two bottles, and that's actually a really good price.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want to do with mine. I want to spray smoke on it. But if Steinores has like that type of stuff, I'll stick with that.
Yeah.
I think they make a smoke primer.
Kelly,
They have Badger has ghost tint paints.
Yes, Minotaur paints. Those were really good.
They are.
I've never heard of that. Ghost tint. Sounds kind of cool.
They're basically transparent paint.
So you would want smoke. Let me see. Ghost tint oil discharge.
So
Ghost tint brown.
Chris said that Kelly cut it off a long time ago, which is why Kenny is so fascinated with Jürgen Harder. And Kenny said that is what happens when you put a ring on the finger. By the way, Eric, for some of the windows that there is no acrylic for, this stuff was like, I want to say it was like $7 including shipping.
Oh.
And I'll remind me later on to post the link on Discord.
All right.
It's a lot thicker than I expected.
Like in a bad way?
No, like it's not flimsy. It's not going to be like putting saran wrap on there.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Oh, good. That's cool.
Yeah, it's going to be one of these things. When I cut it, and it's got film on both sides, but it's going to be one of these things. When I cut 2 or 3 times, and then I'm going to actually snap it.
This is ghost tint oil stain. It would spray a lot. It would spray a lot more transparent with an airbrush.
And that paint's from what? What company?
Badger.
Okay.
It should be on the same website. It should be on the same website I showed you earlier.
Okay.
I have many links to post tonight.
Many.
Yes. Just remind me.
Oopsie.
Yeah, Shu said post the link on Discord. Remind me, guys, what links to post to what, because I've shown a bunch of crap tonight. So I will be right back.
Still say it's a potty break.
He'll never admit it.
Nope. All right, so Donnie, I saw this. Do you watch that guy, Devs and Dice?
I don't think I've seen him.
Really? Oh, he does like some wicked cool stuff with minis.
It's funny. Kenny said he's peeing a lot. Actually, no. Tulip Slick. That's what I went to go get.
So you picked that up on the way back from the bathroom?
I must pee really fast. I'm an old man. When I pee for like 5 minutes. Just go to the parts store and buy spray on window tint. And this is something that I inherited from my wife. Don't know what she bought it for, but it's mine now. She's not using it.
Mine, all mine.
My old tulip slick type paint. Oh wow, I have not checked in a long time. It's nice and liquidy unless you're down here, and then it's just solid
Sludge.
No, it's not sludge. It's solid. Yeah.
Wow. To have that stuff for long enough to go solid.
Yeah, well, this is probably 8 years old. It's reminds me of my Model Expo paint, which they said, and I'll believe it when they show up, they said that they are going to send me all brand new bottles for the ones that went over.
They said.
Yes. Well, something about saying, I have no problem about talking about the service I get from you on my YouTube channel. Man, they changed they changed their tune so quick.
No kidding.
There's no exploitation here at all.
Well, that's the thing. I love this company. I mean, you guys have heard me talk about Model Expo.
Yep.
I really like their Model Expo.
That's a joke, Buck.
Exactly. They are a really good, or have been for me, a really good company. And the one time I hit them up for customer service, it took them a week to come back.
Here you go, Eric.
Real good.
I don't know if you can see it or not, but that's some quick and dirty layering on the skulls.
Yeah, see that looks really good.
Hang on. Stay there.
Yeah. Yeah, stay.
That's nice. That is really nice.
Yeah, it ain't bad.
It's okay.
No, it looks great. I love it.
Thank you.
So, Chris, Model Expo is a company that sells a lot of wooden models. They've sold me a lot of wooden models. They're based out of...
Take note, Mac, because I know you like, the wooden models and stuff like that. Model Expo.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
And with Oakrey's new pricing policies, since they redesigned their website, I'm really upset that they had to redesign their website, because originally, if you were if you basically gave them your name and created a quote unquote membership, when you logged in, you dropped about €20 off the price. Now they cost as much. When you buy direct from them, it costs as much as it does to buy them from somewhere else.
Oh, we lost Spence.
Discord froze for some reason, but I'm back.
Well, and Shu said a company that takes a lot of my money. Yes, they do, Shu, and I help them. I come across something, I'm like, hey, Shu, did you see this? More than once I've said that, and he's bought something. Chris said Mark has been sleeping in his chair for the last 45 minutes.
Oh, well, no.
Wait,
I got a little bit done. I just, I don't think my camera's angled properly.
well, and Jalen said it's a photo, not a stream right now. I'm just looking. I'm watching it's a stream. I see my hand. They don't sell that tool kit you got with the kit You're right. They don't anymore. Oh, Jalen just meant that you, Mark. No, it was kind of funny, Shu, because when I got when I got the longboat,
It says mine is not moving for some reason.
well, there's nothing at all. Are you doing anything on the ship?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I see your hand moving.
Yep.
Yeah, my Discord just froze again and then came back, and it's not my
Interesting.
connection.
Yeah,
it's not
you-
my connection.
Yeah, you're working. I see but you are moving now, is what Chris just said. So when I got this kit, it was, I didn't realize it, but I got it for the thing appeared. That's not very nice. I got it with the paint and the toolkit for the same that you usually get just the boat. And it's because they don't sell this one anymore. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I call limited.
They're pawning off all their old unwanted stuff on you, Buck.
That's okay. As long as I like their kits.
Smoke another.
I sometimes want to say that to my grandson.
That thing is, I don't smoke. I work outside with line crews, and the last few days it's been incredibly windy and cold, so I fear I might be coming down with something.
Oh, yikes. Yeah, that's never good.
No.
And of course, when you said that, Mark, the first thing I was going to say was, do you work out?
Outside. If you saw me, you'd know I didn't work out.
Hey, join the club.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. That is very cool. Let's see, though. Oh, thing appeared. I got the thing reference now about the Addams family. So Shu just said, I'm doing a review of the Blue Nose tomorrow.
Nice.
I don't know if everybody's heard of the Blue Nose before.
No.
Oh yeah.
Blue Nose is a Canadian sailing yacht that has won.
Sounds like some kind of disease.
Yeah, it is. But the Blue Nose is a Canadian racing yacht that I believe it's won a lot of races. But it's also, when you are looking around, when you first start getting into model ships, you see it everywhere, or wooden model ships. You see it everywhere because apparently the kit or the design of the kit is very user friendly for new modelers.
So is the Halcon.
Yes. So Chris asked Mark. Chris asked if you want us to have NASA beam you a doctor.
Beam me a doctor.
Oh, the hologram thing they were talking. They did
Yep.
that.
Blue Nose is Rudolph's
This is your
other
medical
brother.
emergency.
Please state the nature of the medical emergency.
I don't think Robert Picardo's going up there though.
I must have been
Oh,
on a show I've never watched.
Voyager.
Yes.
You mean the train kit that's on my desk right now? Yeah, it's actually done. It's in the box. I dug it out because I thought I might do a little paint work on it, but I don't know yet.
And I have to razz you a little bit, Mark, but because that's why we love him on the stream, because he never works on anything, but he shows us everything.
Yeah, right. The thing is, I got 3 or 4 kits going, and I just don't know what I want to work on. If I want to work on any of them.
At the end of the stream, he's like, I got it. I'll work on. Where'd everybody go?
Right.
Well, what's funny is you've got 3 or 4 kits. Eric, how many kits do I have going?
18, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah, my attention span doesn't work that way. If I have more than 2 or 3 total, I'll never get them. I've got the Constitution sitting up on a shelf right now. It's been sitting there for 2 years.
Well,
I just and my
Yeah.
my bounty kit. Because I got Eric all excited earlier today. He was all excited. Hey, we're going to work on the bounty finally, and I dug it out, and I just don't want to work on it.
Well, I do have to admit, out of the 17, 18 kits that I've got going, I've left a lot of them in the boxes, and I'm now down to the Queen Mary 2, the Part Works, which there's 3 of them right now. Fourth one on deck, waiting for me to finish one of them. The Black Pearl, the 1-200 Titanic, the tank.
Yeah.
Those are the only ones I've got.
Yeah, I have to kind of set my mind separate my kits so that if I work on more than again a couple, I either lose interest in one, and that's sadly what happened to the bounty, or it never gets done because I'm working on other kits. So I really try to keep it down to just 1 or 2 tops usually. But
well, I don't know, Mark. I think you might need to beat Kenny because he said dad bod +2.
dad bod +2.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I try +3 with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, not good. One of my escape pods just fell out.
It's escaping.
Yes. Chris said he has 3 on his bench alone. Make that 4. Well, Eric showed earlier that he's got like 3 going.
Yeah.
I've been a bad influence on him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got like 3 going.
I don't have that much room on my bench for more than 1 at a time.
Oh, I don't either on the bench. The rest of them just get put back in the box and put back up till I start working on them again.
Right.
Yeah. Well, see, and you guys it's been, what's it been, a year and a half since I did a bench or a shop review? I'll have to do one again because I literally have, if I cleared them all off, I probably have 25 foot of bench.
Okay, yeah. A little bit of room then.
Yeah. Okay, I need glue.
I like having storage space. You know, the more bench space you have, the more you're going to find stuff to just fill it up with.
Exactly. And that's my problem is everything is storage right now.
Let's see here.
I have like 3 feet of bench.
You have like 6 inches of bench. I've seen videos of your shop.
More than 6 inches, but
Well, and that's only if you count the paint booth.
well, that's part of it.
I'll be right back, guys.
Old man potty break. Now, the telling test is actually if Eric comes back.
Yes.
He will. He likes the abuse.
Oh, yeah,
Depends on how many squirrels there are between here and there.
Because it was funny when Eric, back when he had a decent PC that would stream, we'd let him stream. When Eric was running the Sunday stream, we would all be chatting away. He'd say, "I'll be right back." We'd be talking away, modeling, and poof! All of a sudden, the stream would stop, and we'd be like, "What happened?"
Yeah. What happened?
He's notorious like that with gaming too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I mean, he's got kids, got a busy life. Makes sense.
Well, he's also come up with a new thing to do on when he's streaming games. Forget to turn on the mic for a 2-hour stream.
Yeah, he did that last week.
I know.
That's funny.
But we're all we're all typing away to him, and he's not answering. First, he forgets to turn on the mic or Well, I don't know. Can't tell if he was answering or not.
He gets lost in his house. Yeah, he might.
Yeah. So, Chris, that's exactly what I have is, all this like 25 foot worth of bench space and 6 inches of space to work in. But I'm getting better because actually I've got this bench and the one over to my right I'm keeping relatively clean these days.
Relatively?
I can work on them.
Well, I think I'm going to call it a night.
All right, Mark. Thanks for coming by.
Yeah, I figured I can at least make an appearance.
Oh, yeah, it's always a good time. You know that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Have a good one, Mark.
All right, we'll see you later, guys.
So let me see if I can avoid bubbles in this one. And Spence's machine is doing weird things again. Maybe. Can you hear me, Donnie?
Yes.
Okay. Are you okay? You stayed in the same position for so long. I'm like, did everything freeze?
I was painting very tiny things.
Hey, Spence is back and he has fingers.
Yes, I do. I don't know why it keeps freezing for some reason. Having to have to disconnect and reconnect.
What you need to do is convince your wife, which I did without saying a thing. She just did it. To just one day have a box show up in the mail and go, "Oh, that's your new streaming computer."
Don't have a wife.
Well, there you go.
Not married.
There you go. That's the problem.
I do,
Not
but
married.
that won't happen.
That's actually where my streaming machine came from. It was my birthday present last year.
Mine is a Frankenstein computer.
We used to do that, and I explained it to Eric a couple of days ago. The last computer that I built was way back. It was a Pentium 90, if I remember right. And I waited.
No, Chris. No, Chris. I don't keep getting attacked by it's the Mothman.
I've built a lot of computers, but this one's literally built out of bits of other dead computers.
Well, the last computer I built, it was, like I said, it was back in the day when Pentium 90 was king. So it's been a couple days.
I like building computers.
I used to. When I built this computer, I waited for the Titan 3 chipset board to come out. I was waiting for a specific board to come out because I'd heard about it. Great, great for graphics processing, all this great stuff about this board. And so I'm like, okay, I am going to wait. Comes out in 2 weeks. Waited for it. It came out. Bought it for $700. It and my processor were $750. Put my machine together, booted it up, loaded Windows, everything was working great. 2 weeks later, MMX came out, and my computer, my motherboard and processor that cost me $750 were now worth $250. And I was like,
That's true.
yeah, well, I was like, that's a very losing proposition. I'm never going to do that again.
Right, but I mean, it doesn't matter whether you build it or you buy it pre-built. 2 months later, it's obsolete anyway. So
Well, I'm good with that, but that's the thing, though, is if I buy a machine for $350 that gets me by for a year and a half,
Yeah, but if you buy a machine for $350, it's already obsolete when you buy it.
I know that. I mean, Andrea, she bought me the machine I've got now for, like I said, it was a birthday present. I think she paid $700 for it, and it works perfect. It's not a gaming machine. It's literally designed for video.
Nice.
Yeah, but it does. I've started playing a little bit of games on it. It does games too.
Well, this one that I have worked pretty good.
Yeah. And I understand that that's how it works, Shu. It's just when you lose $500 in a couple of weeks because the value on your computer, it's like not doing that again. Especially when I can buy a computer for that $500.
It's not nearly as bad as buying a new car, though. You buy a new car, you get in it. By the time your front wheels leave the car lot, you've lost $2,000.
Usually, yeah, $2,000 to $3,000, which I've only done that once. My Jeep, I bought it with, what was it? When I got in the car, it had 7 miles on it.
Wow.
My first brand new car, actually between my wife and I, our first brand new car ever. Oh, Donnie, Shu's calling you out.
What'd he say?
He said, we can't get a new car because you are slacking.
It'll be okay. I like slacking.
So it's nice we have a deal with Dell through work, so we get them at very low cost. That's really nice. And actually, what was it? I had a Dell one time. One time, my main machine was a 17-inch laptop. I loved that machine. I took it TDY with me to Italy, and I'm walking back to my room one night with it, and I tripped. And I threw the machine, and I'm like, no! Oh, well, that's not good. I just was here kind of just on this piece of frame, and I just found a broken frame.
So you threw your laptop and found a piece of broken frame?
Exactly. No, I threw the laptop, and the laptop was okay, but on the Enterprise right here, just off screen, this same piece on the other side, or no, this right here, this piece on the other side is broken, and it's over 45 days old, so I can't get it replaced for free.
Well, see, that's the problem. You let it sit and get so old, man, it's already starting to dry rot and fall apart. You ain't been working on it.
Can't help it.
Eric's back.
Yes, I am.
Eric, we weren't sure if you were going to get kidnapped by aliens. That has happened.
Yes, it has. Numerous times, unfortunately.
You know, those little blonde aliens especially.
Oh. All right. Guys talking about computers there.
Yeah.
I remember my first bought computer was in '93, and it was I spent, oh God, just under $3,000 for everything. It was I want to say it was a Tandy Advantage something or other, and it was like top of the line, and it even came with the latest CD ROM, and it was like, that was like really cool. It came with, I don't think it came with a 9K. I think it came with a 14K modem, which I soon upgraded as soon as they came out with the 56. But it came as a package. It came with a dot matrix printer. Now, if anybody's familiar with a dot matrix printer, you'll know how flippin' loud those things are. Exactly. Like one line, it would be like slam, boom, slam. Watch, rinse, repeat, and it's like holy buckets.
Yeah, I remember the first dot matrix printer I bought. It was like, yes, I can print graphics now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I remember my first PC because I had a Commodore 64 before that, and
Those are fun.
It was I bought it about the same time you did. When I made staff, that was my wife and I decided, she was my girlfriend at the time, we decided I could buy a computer.
I can't tell. Is that in focus?
Yes, and it looks good, Spence.
Oh, okay. Wow.
It's nice.
Nice.
But here's what's funny, Eric, is you spent...
It's missing the window, though.
What?
I said it's missing the window, though.
As it should. It's ILM. It should be missing windows.
But no, you spent $3,000 on yours. We spent, because this thing was on clearance, like $350. It was a Packard Bell, and it came with we got a 15-inch monitor for it. Ooh.
Packard
Hey,
Bell.
dude, back then, 15-inch monitor was massive.
It was. It was funny because it had 1 megabyte of RAM and a 40 meg hard drive. And we were like, ooh, we didn't put a video card in. We bought a sound blaster, put a sound blaster in.
Hey, my first computer had 64K of RAM.
Well, yeah, my Commodore 64. Same thing.
No, I mean PC.
Oh, wow.
64K.
Well, it was funny because we spent $208 for 4 megabytes of RAM, and we were damn glad to get it.
Yup.
Right.
$150 or more for a 200 megabyte hard drive. Ooh.
You remember those the video cards back then? The best one I could remember, and I don't know if this was around the 95 kind of year, was the Voodoo 3 2000. Like the Voodoo cards were just kick ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was funny too because I, to this day, still believe that DOS 5.1 was the pinnacle of human civilization. It is the greatest thing we've ever done. DOS 6.
Nice, but I like Linux.
Well, DOS 6, when DOS 6 came out, I got it because it had MemMaker. And I had, on DOS 5, I had a CD and a mouse, the drivers for that loaded into high memory. I had 632 kilobytes of low memory available. And I was like, that's the shit. There is no way. I bought DOS 6, ran MemMaker once, and I went to 628, and I never got those 4K back. I'm still pissed about that.
Hell, I remember buying 100 megabyte hard drive and thinking, I'll never fill this up.
Well, you remember what Bill Gates said about, because the risk insists, I forget which one it is, but Bill Gates about how they access memory and the fact that even today's machines are artificially using more than the 640K of base memory.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the way it accesses memory. And Bill Gates said you will never need more than 640K to run a computer.
Mm.
Well, fuck that one up.
You can't even load a Windows logo on 640K now.
No, you can't. You might get the computer to go bing. And Windows is just a memory hog. You know, eight.
That's why I switched. I switched to Linux. Linux Mint is really nice.
Yeah.
I prefer Linux, but unfortunately, most software is Windows.
Yeah.
Well, they have things like Proton. What's that other one? Wine is another program, and it adapts Windows. Whether it be games or whatever over.
And it's not going to work for games.
Now, I'm not sure what Chris is saying when he says you're not cool unless you bought cheese so you could get online.
Is he drinking again?
Says Drano.
I've been all night, and I still don't understand what he's saying.
Bought cheese. I'll be the odd one and say that I'm on a Mac.
Macs,
I'm sorry.
Macs aren't that bad.
Mac is basically a
You're
flavor.
on a cheeseburger?
Yes, I'm on a cheeseburger. I'm famous. Mac is basically, at its core, a flavor of Unix.
It's a copy of Unix.
Yeah.
It's not a flavor. It's a copy.
It's actually BSD. Well, I don't know
Yeah.
about the newest. I don't know about the newest operating system, but it's basically BSD, just re-skinned.
Is yours a fairly newer one?
Absolutely not. It is a mid 2015. The battery is not in great shape, and I will use it till it frickin' explodes. Because it has USB-A ports. It has ports, unlike modern Macs.
Yeah, modern Macs have a USB-C port.
Now, what made you decide a Mac out of all the other choices?
Grad school. Because everything in astronomy is Unix or Linux, but the software and stuff that they use at the observatories is Red Hat, and that actually costs money.
Red Hat and Mandrake. I'm familiar with those.
Yeah, so they said, oh well, everybody. They said, oh well, everybody uses Macs anyway, so just get one of those. So I was like, oh, okay. And I learned how to use Well, I already knew how to use Terminal, but it's very easy to treat a Mac like a Linux machine.
When they said everybody uses the Mac, just get one of those. You should have said, "So I'm getting a raise."
Yeah, astronomy, science. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of PC stuff in science, but astronomy especially, there's a lot of Macs all over the place. I don't know how longer that's going to be true because they are getting a little less. I
never cared for Macs that much.
Man, anything that's based off Linux is not user friendly.
Linux is now anyway. Linux is no harder to use than Windows. If you take somebody that's never used a computer, period, you could teach them Linux just as fast as you could teach them Windows.
Yeah, if you go give them if you go give them
so used to using Windows, then going to Linux is like, oh, I can't use this.
If you give them like Ubuntu or something, they'll probably
Mint.
Well, yeah, like Linux Mint, yes, only because it's a Windows clone. But if you were, I mean, and even then, you're not going to get anything easy. Like, oh, I want to download a driver. Okay, well, now you got to go to the command and then type in sudo update blah 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 whatever.
You've got the
Sudo
little
apt-get.
program right there in the menu to download stuff.
Sudo apt-get, exactly.
Yeah, you can do it that way, but you also have the little program right there in the programs files menu. I can't remember what it's called right offhand, but there's a little program right there that you can download all that stuff with.
Yeah,
Mm,
it's
so
just
I-
it's just a GUI window for apt-get.
Yeah.
yeah. It's not intuitive, I guess. I guess that's what I'm getting at. It's
Not
I
as
guess you're
intuitive.
right.
Yeah, the
You're
one
right.
thing
Well,
I love about Linux is 9 times out of 10 you get an update. It installs the update and then it says, "Okay, cool, you're good to go."
Not with Windows.
You get an update with Windows and it says, "You got an update. Let me install that for you." "Oh, we need to reboot." Okay, so it reboots. Now I'm installing the update and occasionally it says, "I'm going to have to reboot again."
So Chris actually explained finally. He explained the cheese. He said, "You disappoint me, Buck. AOL used to stick a little disc in American cheese packages that allowed you so many minutes of dial-up." Okay, here's the problem with that, Chris. AOL,
I used to use those.
Well, put discs everywhere.
Well, here's the problem. AOL and dial-up what must have been great, but I was in Germany at this time. AOL, dialing up to AOL would have cost me more than the computer.
I had AOL for like 5 minutes.
Hey, there are still people out there who have AOL.
Poor people.
They're paying like 20
Old
bucks
people
a
who don't know
month.
any better.
Well, I had AOL and a friend of mine had MindSpring. And he kept telling me, "Go to this website, go to that website." And AOL kept saying, "Hey, that doesn't exist on AOL."
Wow. So Kenny followed
So
that
I
up.
was like, no, got to get rid of this AOL.
Well, Kenny's followed that up with all this tech talk. Whatever happened to boobies?
Good Lord.
Jalen said, "Kitchen counter
What-
in my new
What do you
apartment."
think the internet's for?
Well, Jalen said her new the counters in her new apartment have USB ports.
Ah, sweet. Charge your phone with your kitchen cabinet.
Yep. That is, Kenny said, "Chris, that's just got those AOL discs in the mail." Kenny said, "That's cool, Jalen." Jalen said, "They're virtual boobies now." And Kenny said, "I added those to my..." Oh, okay. I was thinking he added virtual boobies to his island. Not the USB ports.
Why not?
Why freaking not?
Oh, that's funny. So I will be back momentarily, guys. I have a situation here.
Another pee break?
No, look what I'm holding.
I don't even
It's a
want
jar.
to at this point.
No, it is a glass, and the problem is it is empty.
Yeah, I actually
Oh.
need to refill mine.
Yeah, well, then I'll be right back. I'm going to go refill mine.
I think the real catastrophe is that it's not big enough.
No, it's not a pee break.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Vallejo wash might be something I use in the future.
I'm gonna have to get some of that.
Yeah.
Which color is that one?
Surprisingly enough, it's called light gray.
Light gray.
It is not light gray. Let me see if I can put a little bit here on a piece of paper towel and show you.
Well, all washes are way dark.
Yeah. Something like that.
For a wash, that is pretty light, actually.
Yeah, but I was expecting it not to show up quite as well as it was going to on this. I actually saw this on What's the name of that channel? Model Chili Scale Models or something like that. Some guy.
That dude builds some wild models.
Yeah,
He is good.
he's like, is he New Zealand or Australia or something? I
Something
can't
like
remember.
that, yeah. But that big man puts some insane detail in them.
Yep, and he used this wash, and if I hadn't seen it, I would have been like, light gray? No, I don't want light gray. And I saw, oh, that's darker. That's a lot darker than light gray. So
Yeah, I've noticed that it's really hard to tell true colors when like channels are like, oh, okay, we're showing off this particular paint and that particular paint, and you go to buy it and you're like, I didn't expect that shade of it, kind of thing. It didn't look that way on
I've
the
done
video.
that before.
So
I've done that many times before.
So Kenny said that would be nice, Top, having virtual boobies on the island in the kitchen. Oh. And no, Chris, I didn't stumble back.
Okay.
So, by the way, guys,
Yeah.
all the escape pods escaped here.
Oh no.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but hull panels start flying off the ship. You're going to jump in the escape pod and get out of there.
Yeah, there is that. Well, there's no ship to have hull panels fly off of. There's just hull panels.
You were
At
taking
this
hull
point,
panels
nobody's
off.
even piloting the ship.
Yeah. Well, what's funny
you want to know? You want to know a show where hull panels actually flew off the ship? Voyager.
Firefly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Voyager.
Firefly.
Voyager.
Firefly.
Year of Hell Part 1 and 2, probably the best.
That was actually
That was
pretty
a good storyline.
Yeah.
Okay, so Voyager and good storyline, that might be questionable.
No, it's not.
See, Eric's not sure whether he wants to watch Voyager or Galaxy Quest.
Both would be the correct
for
answer.
500, Alex.
Both would be the correct answer.
She said, "You guys are drinking. There will be nudity." No, there won't. There will be no nudity.
I'm not drinking.
I bet you got a Coke or a Pepsi.
I had a Sprite.
See? Surprised it's not coffee.
I was going to, but I was like, nah.
So looking at this stuff, the way the first two panels have come out so far, I am going to have to fill bubbles from the other side on every single panel.
What do you mean?
All the resin.
Yep. I see. Let's see. 1, 2, all 4 of these windows have bubbles in them. All 4 of these on here. A couple of bubbles in these ones. It's ugly. But I also noticed when I put the reflector on here, the bubbles become not near as apparent.
So you shine the light on them.
Actually, let me see. I do somewhere. I'm looking for a light. Not sure how this one will. Actually, it shows. But yeah, it doesn't matter. It's too bright to actually see. But this is my backup light in case the battery for this one goes out. But they're still better than the other ones, and like Jalen said, glue looper or toothpick or something, I can drop just a small drop in there.
Yeah, that's what I use as a toothpick for that resin. Well, for the solar res, but basically same thing.
Put heat to it to remove the bubbles before you cure it. I don't know if that would work.
Actually, it might. Because if you heat it up, it might thin it out just enough to let the bubbles rise to the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be.
I've never tried that. Never actually even thought of it.
Yeah. Well, the only problem with that is it would get really noisy because the only heat I could apply is with the hair dryer I've got for drying paint.
You have your heat gun.
It's on the other side of the room.
Well, it's not my fault you put it on the wrong side of the room.
It is too. You told me to put it over there.
No, I did not.
Uh-huh. It's my
We
story.
have video proof.
Exactly.
Mine is right here, less than an arm's reach away.
Well, that's because you
I don't
guys.
have them.
That's because your entire shop is less than an arm's reach away.
That,
Beside the point.
rewind,
Yeah.
check the VOD, see who's lying.
I mean, it's almost like, you know, you'd have more room if you modeled in the bathroom.
Okay, here. Heat gun.
That's the best seat in the house.
There you go. Less than an arm's reach away.
Yep, I have something very similar to that. It's on the soldering bench.
That's where mine is.
Like I said.
It's on the soldering / modeling / mini painting / video gaming / whatever else it is.
But
I guess
On
there
the
are
thing.
advantages to having a small work area.
okay, I will be right back. And no, it's not a potty break. It's to go get. I have a small heat gun. I'm going to try that.
A little bit of white.
Should I give this paladin red eyes? Like 2 red dots? Nah.
Is he an evil paladin?
No. Yeah, no. I won't do it.
Give him orange eyes.
I won't do it. It's just the evil thought crossed my mind real quick.
You could give him orange eyes. He could be full of the light of Lathander.
All right, let me get this off the thing here.
He could be
All
like,
right, so-
what's her name on Vox Machina? Pike. If you've ever seen Pike.
Nope.
This started
Oh.
out as a black paladin because it was only primed, and I had some blue on there, but I had to redo it. So other than maybe some more layering and then some highlights, wash, things like that.
Wait, I thought that was a paladin, not an ogre.
Ooh,
I got an ogre somewhere.
Well,
that's a
ogre-
burn.
You know,
No, you have an orc.
ogres have layers.
Orc.
Dragons have
That's
layers.
that would be a
Ogres
Shrek
have
reference.
shades. Shrek doesn't count.
Oh yeah. Forgot about him.
Shrek's not an ogre. Shrek's Disney.
Yeah. There we go.
Mike
Yeah, I forgot
Myers.
about him. I gotta totally redo this guy.
Wow, he looks good.
Eh,
That looks good, Eric.
Let me
I
see.
appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I don't
I
see a
mean,
problem
and
with that.
considering that's one of your very first minis, that looks freaking awesome.
My first mini didn't look that good.
Considering that you had to.
Yeah, mine didn't either.
You actually had to repaint him completely. I mean, I remember you hadn't followed the instructions at all.
No.
And so you ended up repainting him completely. He looks really good.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Oh, Kenny's leaving us. He doesn't love us anymore.
No, he doesn't.
And
Later.
I think the heat gun may have done the trick. What it actually did was, it's not the heat so much as the air just blew the surface down to where it hit the bubbles.
Yeah, heat will definitely pop resin bubbles without a doubt. I learned that with solar res.
Well,
Hey, Donnie, here's a question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
For minis, all right, especially using nothing but Reaper paints, they're acrylic. Do you ever seal your minis with anything, or do you just leave them as is?
I do.
That's helpful.
If it's a Reaper mini, be fine.
Yeah. Well, no, not it's not just because it's a Reaper mini. I meant to say that, you know, using like acrylic paints, like
Because of
Reaper
the
paint.
aforementioned issues with using spray cans on Reaper minis, I use this.
Let me see. What is that? That's Vallejo?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is Vallejo polyurethane probably. Or is it acrylic?
Matte acrylic varnish.
Okay, so that's actual acrylic. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Spence, you told me about a varnish. I can't remember the name of it last night, though.
Not that particular one. Hold on a second.
I use this one. You can get it pretty cheap. But for something like this or a model or something like that,
Yeah.
I seal it with this if I want it glossy.
Ah, geez. And that doesn't hurt. That doesn't hurt the
No.
minis with the acrylic paint.
Well,
If you have,
that's what I'm saying. If it's a Reaper mini, one of the original Bones minis,
Yeah.
they will get sticky if you use a spray can. So don't.
yeah,
because that's what happened. That's what happened to the
Yeah.
Dragon here.
I use
that's
this on the Reaper minis. But like if it's a metal mini or a mini that's made out of ABS or styrene plastic, I'll use one of these depending on whether I want it shiny or matte.
yeah. The Rust-Oleum is enamel,
Right.
and enamel over vinyl, polyvinyl, is no.
Well, see, that's not necessarily the case though, because
Well, if you have an acrylic coat and you have layers between that and your vinyl, yeah, you're probably okay. But if you put it straight over vinyl, because I had this problem when I was building Bride of Frankenstein, because it's a polyvinyl kit. I put an enamel clear over it, and it never dried, ever.
Wow.
So Eric,
That almost sounds like you know how oils are, like they just take like forever to dry, from what I hear.
Well, the problem is that
they're oil.
the problem is that enamels are solvent based. You know, they have solvents in them. Like lacquer dries quick. So even though it has strong solvents, it doesn't have time to really impact the vinyl. But enamel solvents sit for hours and days and really have a chance to work into the material and soften it. I've used lacquers on vinyl without problem. I've used acrylics on vinyls, obviously, without problem. But anytime I've tried to use enamels, it's always been like forever tacky.
So Eric,
Okay, well here's the thing though. I'm sorry, Buck. Hang on before I forget it.
yeah,
Here's the thing though. It's not necessarily. I'm not necessarily talking about like spraying it before painting. I'm talking about like this is the finished miniature. Can you spray a clear matte on this without
That's
the
what I'm
acrylic?
saying. I don't know if I'd want to take that chance because
Yeah.
I've sprayed some and they end up being perfectly fine, and I sprayed others that just turned into a sticky mess.
Even with the
After
acrylic
they're
in
painted.
between
Yeah,
the mini?
the enamel
Yeah.
can actually enamels and oils can actually sink through the acrylic underneath.
Jeez, okay.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, it's a thing.
Eric, it's a lot
Yeah.
cheaper. You brush it on. You can't spray it. We've talked about this before.
Mod Podge?
Yeah.
Oh, I got that. Hey, it's right here. I don't know what it is. Oh, it's matte.
Do you-
Yeah,
do
this
you-
is
do you- Do you know Black Magic
What do you
Craft?
want
on
your
YouTube?
minis to be anyway?
Black
heard of-
Magic Craft.
On YouTube?
Nope.
He's a Canadian guy.
He does some crazy stuff.
Oh yeah, his
He's good.
primer, like when he primes styrofoam and stuff, he'll take Mod Podge and plain old black apple barrel, mix them together, and paint that on his styrofoam and lots of other stuff to prime.
Wow.
Chris, stay safe out there. Chris is
Later,
dropping
Chris.
off, guys. And a while back, Rich said Kenny left because not enough boobies. I can see that.
You didn't take your shirt off, Top.
I ain't taking my shirt off.
Anyway, Eric, this is what I pointed out on the Discord.
Never
The
tried
Mecca.
varnish.
Oh, that was the Mecca. I thought the Mecca you mentioned was primer, not vanish. Okay, so
Oh yeah. Mecha Primer is a thing, and I've used it, but I think Stynylrez is a little better.
okay.
But I'm going to point this out in my next video. I do a 50-50 mix of Mecha Satin and Mecha Matte. I add just a little bit of flow improver to this, and it's my favorite airbrush.
It
matte.
lays down nice. It doesn't like spatter or like issues with the airbrush.
You add 3 drops of flow improver for every 10 or 12 drops of this. You spray typical size needle, 25-30 psi. I don't think you would have a problem.
Okay.
I have to find some of that and give it a try.
Almost every clear coat I did on my Slave 1 last year used this. And that came out almost as perfect as I could have.
It's not the same as Vallejo's other varnishes.
No, I found this stuff dries a little faster and does hold up to abuse a little bit better, like most of their mecha paints.
Now your Slave 1 came out really good.
Yeah,
I'll have to check that out.
I use this stuff with over top and underneath chipping medium, and it's not invulnerable, but it's acrylic. It's you can still damage it, but I found this stuff works well. It's a little bit more on the expensive side, but I like it enough to where I decided to use it.
So I'll have to tell Chris that the blowing air on this thing worked really well.
All right.
One little bubble left.
I was mentioning this is I don't even know what kind 0.5. Okay, so this is the airbrush needle. The replacement I bought. Now again, I don't know squat about airbrushing. So I just bought something, right? This is a 0.5, never used it. What came with it, I believe, is a 0.3, maybe.
That's not
But,
good. Did you change the nozzle?
Oh yeah, you got to have the same size nozzle and probably air cap.
Right. Yeah, about that.
Necessarily the air
Right.
cap, but you definitely gotta have the right needle and nozzle.
It depends on the airbrush. Exactly what else you need.
All right, so here's the airbrush thing. Okay. I got it plugged in. There is get this damn thing out of the way. All right, so there is a knob, okay, on this right here. Okay.
Mhm.
So I don't know what that does. I think that might adjust air pressure, but there's no.
That adjusts air pressure. I'd almost bet,
Well,
Okay.
I've
but
had
you
one,
don't know what the pressure is.
Eric. I've had one like that before. It does kind of adjust the air pressure. All it does is just release air pressure to decrease it.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is.
The story of a girl. Oh, sorry.
So
Eric,
you have.
okay. Hold on, Eric.
Literally.
You're cutting in and out. Can you say that again?
Okay. Yeah, I can say it again.
How many times you want him to say it? He'll say it a number of times.
Should I say it again?
Yeah, I can't
Right
hear
now?
you. Your compressor noise. Your compressor noise may be cutting you in and out, or at least it is for me.
No, it probably is, but that was what I was telling you, Spence. Like it was a very inexpensive unit. I think I paid no more than $45 on Amazon for this thing. It was just something to get me started. The rust bucket, the USS rust bucket.
Yeah.
I sprayed it once. I didn't prime it, so it was just the mix of paint. I mixed for the first time. And I sprayed this, and literally the needle, because it kept drying, I guess, dry tip. I bent the needle, cleaning the needle off with my shirt. Imagine that, right?
Man,
Yeah.
that was a rough day. You got dry tip and you bent your needle.
And I bent my needle. I don't know squat about airbrushing, but I am going to start. I'll start learning. I have a funny feeling that I'm going to need more stuff.
It just takes
You're
practice.
talking about
Yeah.
end caps and this and all this other stuff.
Well, look at it this way, Eric.
Freaking me out.
Bigger needle means bigger point. So imagine trying to shove a big point through a small hole.
What? Okay, right. Yeah, but you're talking to a guy that does square peg round hole every day. So,
What's fun is when you put a triangular peg through a square hole. And by the way, Jalen did say that does. She had one like that, and it does adjust the air pressure.
It does. Yeah. Well, see, there's no what's screwy is that there's no markings for it. You know what I mean?
My first compressor was Iwata. I got a little compressor that looked like that, only it didn't have a knob on it. And Iwata Neo airbrush for like $50. I mean, or $100 for both of them.
Night, Jalen.
And
Molly.
the only adjustment it had was you push the on-off button once and it's running slow. You push it again, it runs a little faster, and you push it again, it runs wide open. And you push it again, it's off.
Compared to mine.
My first compressor was the old, similar to Eric's, black Tester's brick that had no air pressure control.
Jalen says it's a ripoff of a Chinese compressor.
Right.
That Tester's compressor would literally not dance, but hopscotch across the table.
Oh my! Holy bucket!
Yeah.
I had one of those old Tester's airbrushes, but I didn't have a compressor. I just had the little compressed air can.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yeah, let's put it this way: I bought this under $50 on Amazon, and I noticed that Harbor Freight. And I know everybody knocks Harbor Freight, but like literally, that would be an upgrade. That would be an upgrade because they sell an airbrush and compressor.
Eric, I think you're talking about those Central Pneumatic ones.
Yeah, I have one of those. That's what I use.
Those are fine, okay? The compressors, that look like the little cylinder tank with the thing on top.
Yeah.
Airbrush companies make airbrushes. They do not make compressors. They outsource those to China, and they're all the same thing, just with a different label slapped on them.
Yeah.
There's
Oh, wow.
there is no reason why that central pneumatic compressor should work any less well than one that has Iwata or Pache or Badger on it. There's a video out there by Ken Schlofelt who runs Badger. He actually says,
Yeah, that's what I was fixing to say. Do a search for Badger Airbrush Factory Tour,
yeah,
and he goes through, and when he goes through the compressor room, he says we buy them from China.
Yeah.
Unreal.
there are very few airbrush companies that make anything other than airbrushes.
But he did say that they test and inspect every compressor after it gets to their factory.
That's true.
Yeah.
There is a quality control thing.
Well, and
All right. So the nuts and the guts of it is that if I did decide to, okay, I can save up a couple months, I'll buy the whole set and schmeal from Harbor Freight. That would be that like you're saying that is okay because it's
You will get an airbrush probably just a little couple of rungs higher up the ladder than what you have. The airbrush will be, the cheaper made thing, but the compressor, those are pretty homogenized these days.
Yeah, that's what I use.
in
Harbor
all
Freight
honesty,
compressor.
maybe that's all I need is a compressor. I got the
Something
airbrush.
If it's got a moisture trap and if it has a moisture trap and a regulator on it, you should be okay.
I don't know the regulator thing, but I do know it has the water thing.
That's the thing that lets you adjust and see the pressure.
That's the one thing that's weird about the Harbor Freight compressors. The last time I looked at them, the $60 compressor is a 1/5 or 1/6 horsepower, and it has a dial to adjust the pressure, and it has a pressure gauge on it on the water trap.
Yeah, it's an
But
integrated.
the $80 Harbor Freight compressor only has a water trap.
That doesn't make any sense.
Exactly. There's no knob to adjust the pressure. There's no pressure gauge. It just runs wide open. But it's a 1/5 horsepower, not 1/6.
Oh, okay, yeah, so it is more powerful, but that's not.
But you
usually a
can't
big deal.
adjust it.
Well, if you put too much, if I put too much pressure on a mini, that's just going to blow the damn thing 5 feet across the
Do
room.
that, but if you're wanting to use the airbrush for detail, you have to turn the pressure down. Otherwise, you're just blowing paint everywhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a knob to turn the pressure down, you can't do that.
well, it's funny that you're talking about
I
Harbor
wish my
Freight.
Oh, that looks nice, Vince.
Yep.
It's funny you're
That
talking
looks
about Harbor
nice.
Freight and their compressors because
Oh.
I got an email today.
Ah.
Harbor Freight has a 1/3 horsepower, 110 max PSI, 3-gallon hot dog compressor on sale for $70.
That's true, but then you're going to have to buy fittings and stuff and
Yep.
adapt it to fit an airbrush.
Yeah.
Whereas if you just buy the little $60-something airbrush compressor, you just
I have
screw your hose onto it and go.
actually have two of them. One that has a tank, one that doesn't.
You gonna do anything with those two little engines in the back, or do they look like is that the way they're supposed to look?
I don't. I've seen ones where they are there, and ones where they're not. So I'm just going to leave them.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if you were gonna really hardcore blacken the inside and maybe do some weathering.
Nah, I don't think it's. Why are you not focusing now?
The twin ion engines, hence
That's
TIE.
right there, the engines.
Oh, I was looking at the two middle ones.
That's a detail I've seen on some and not on others. So
I thought those were the engines, unless they're I don't know.
Afterburners.
probably.
So, guys, we are down to, I think, just Rich because Jalen went. Everybody's gone but Rich, so I'm going to shut down the YouTube portion. Sorry, Rich.
All right.
Appreciate
One last look at the
Richard.
bottom.
Yeah, appreciate
Let's
you
look at the
guys
bottom
stopping
here.
by. Appreciate you stopping by. Hope you had a good time. I'm sure we all did. I'm not sure if we're going to stay on or not. I might a little bit, but out there in YouTube land, appreciate you coming by. Like and subscribe, and to everybody that was on the or go out to their channels. They're all listed in the description.
So what'd you get done tonight, Eric?
What did I get done tonight? I'll tell you what. The biggest thing was this little guy, the Paladin.
The biggest thing is little.
There we go. Come
That
on.
looks good, Eric.
Focus. Appreciate it. This started, like I said, it started out as a black model with some blue highlights, and I had to redo the blue on it. So it's got a couple different shades of blue. It's still, there's a lot of work still needs to be done to it, but
But
that's
it
what I
looks
did
good
tonight.
so far.
Thanks, bud.
That TIE fighter looks good too.
Yep.
Oh,
Thanks.
no, that TIE Fighter's. No, sorry, Interceptor. Don't say TIE Fighter. Now you had me saying it.
And I got
That's
It's
my
not a TIE fighter. It's a specialized TIE fighter.
3 panels worth of windows. Rich says everything looks great. So flipping to closing cards and.
Aye.